uncles, grandpas, dads out there, happy Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to all the late fathers. So I'm gonna say happy posthumous Father's Day to you all, and happy Father's Day. Yeah.
Yes. And I was thinking we should probably also talk about dads. I think that the role that fathers and dads actually play in their children is something that's very, very vital. I think there's a lot of talks about moms, raising children and moms being all of it for children, but I feel like we don't talk so much about dads and the role that they actually play in their children's life. And I feel like this is a topic that needs to be brought up
Right,
and
absolutely.
needs to be talked about.
Yes, because we all are about single mothers all the time. It's all
Yes.
about single mothers. I hardly ever hear about single fathers. Of
And
course, I've heard about a few of them, but
there
it's
are.
not as common as
A single mom.
moms.
But
yeah.
there are a lot of single fathers out there, especially women that actually die in childbirth. That
Mhm.
the child will now be left alone with the dad to be raised, and also by family members around as well.
Right.
And I feel like this is definitely something that also should be talked about. I think fathers are amazing.
They are absolutely
And
amazing.
they play an equal role as a mother actually plays in the in the life of the child as well. So
And to be honest, I feel like the role of a father in a child's life cannot be replaced. It cannot be substituted. Like a
can't, yeah.
mom cannot actually play a father's role perfectly. There's a place for the father. There's a place for the mother, and the two blend together to make a perfect
match.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
even when parents are separated, I feel
Yeah.
like you should, as a female, if you have the child with you, you should still let the father into the child's life.
Because
Absolutely.
it's very, very important.
Yeah.
I mean, not just with boys but also with girls. A girl also needs to feel the love of a man in her life as a father figure
Yeah.
in her life as well.
Yeah, it's not
You know?
just we're talking about. It doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl.
Yeah,
Yes,
both
the role of a father is
sexes.
the role of a father.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that as children, not having one part of their parents there actually makes them feel awkward within their peers, especially those friends that actually have two or more parents, or more people in the house to actually take care of them as a guardian. I feel like having just one part of the parent, especially just a dad or just a mom in a child's life, makes them to feel some sort of incomplete.
Yeah,
When
and
they grow
it's
up,
not even just
you
about
know?
a child or kids or whatever. Even as an adult, of course, I don't want to make this personal, but you know how much I miss my dad sometimes, and
Yes.
yeah, as an adult, there are times you look around and the only person you want to talk to is your dad. You just like, oh, this only person that can get the solution to this problem or that you can discuss this with is your dad.
Yes,
And then
because, yeah.
no matter how old your dad is, no matter how old you get, your dad would always be your dad. The
Yeah.
connection would always be there. And so it's not even just about kids
And-
having their fathers in their life. We're all
And also as a woman, the hormones that we have sometimes are different from the ones of the males. So we
Right.
definitely react to things in most cases differently from the
How
way a
men-
man would
Yeah.
react to.
absolutely.
So I feel like these are actually times where a man needs to come in to talk with his child and explain something in a way that a woman wouldn't. So, the father role is as equal, as important as any other role in a child's life.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I want to say this to some fathers that feel like, oh, I can be a father. I'm not a perfect father figure in this person's life, or actual father in my child's life because I don't have money enough. Everything is not about money. It's not about the luxury you can bring in terms of money. The wealth of experience that you have, the wisdom that you can share with your kids, the love,
Yeah.
those are things that are actually priceless. So I feel like the priceless things are even more important than the ones that are
that money can actually
yes,
buy. Absolutely.
yes, so,
Absolutely. And you know, these are actually children. When you bring them into this world, it is actually what you teach them that they know. If you don't teach them about money, they wouldn't know about money.
Money is equally important. To be honest, it is important, but it's not everything.
Right.
And I feel like the priceless things are just, they're just priceless. They're just very, very important, and they're things that we cannot do without. They're things that are really, really, really very important in the child's life. And yeah,
I absolutely agree with you. I've seen situations with a lot of children that come into this world, and the father is lost as to how would I take care of this child. What do I do when this child is here? I just want you to remember, you yourself were once a child, and your parents were someone took care of you for you to now be old enough to actually have one of your own. So it's a daily thing. It's something that just happens on a day-to-day basis that you don't have to think about too much, and just take it one day at a time. And before you know it, your child is all grown up, and they are also having kids of their own, where you are now the one also advising your own kids as well. So it's mostly a day-by-day thing. It's not something that you should really sweat too much about. I feel like a lot of us parents, when we want to bring our children into this world, there's a lot of worrisome. And to be honest with you, it's just one day at a time. Absolutely. Because you just don't know. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
right.
You don't even know what's going to happen a minute or a second from now.
And I know that some fathers out there, they have, they had a really terrible experience
Growing up.
Growing up, they probably did not even have a father in their own lives, and they really don't know how to go about being a good father. Being a good father is just being you, just being, extremely loving, caring, selfless, and it's a lot of sacrifices. And if you know that you can afford all the sacrifices, I feel like you shouldn't have a child. You shouldn't try to be a father. And once you're a father, you should just step up to the game and try to be man enough and
be a father to your children.
be a father to your children.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And I agree
just
with
take
that.
all those responsibilities
And just take it one day at a time, because there's a lot of fathers that find themselves doing
because however way you train your child, however way whatever thing you impact in them is what you would see in them in future. That's who they would be. And we all want this world to be a better place, so we want to be able to do better, so we can have a better place for all of us to live in.
So being that father figure to your child is what your child needs now. Just take it one day at a time, and train them to the best of your ability. Train them in the right path. Train them with
and
love.
everything they see you do, even
Is what
when
they do.
even when you're not teaching them to do
When
that,
you're not watching.
yes, when you're not watching, those things you do when you think you're not watching you,
They are actually watching.
they are actually watching you, and those are the ones that very
Kids are
easily
very
picked
smart.
up by them.
Absolutely.
So you never want to let your guards down when you're around them, and you want them to pick up the best of manners and attitude and everything. So please just try your best.
Yes.
You can only try your best.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for listening, and I hope we were actually able to touch some fathers out there. And once again, we want to say Happy Father's Day.
Happy
and
Father's Day,
Yes.
guys.
we will see you next time.
Yep. We'll be
Thanks, guys.
saying bye.